I'd like to spend a few minutes and talk about manual mode for creating models in CoModel.io. When you open CoModel, you can go ahead, and once you log in, you can decide to create a new model, and you can use manual mode, which is using the tools here at the bottom, text, connections, stocks, flows, and I'll talk about this later. So once you select a tool, you can go ahead and say savings account, and this text box is resizable. Once you select it, you could go ahead and change it so that it's a multi-line label, and select it again for interest. And then I can go ahead and say the savings account influences interest. And if you have a negative relationship, you can just select this and change it to a minus. And then you can select this and go back here and change it. Now, once you create a loop, CoModel knows that you created a loop, and it will label them sequentially 1, 2, 3, 4, and it knows the difference between reinforcing loops and balancing loops. And you can label this as you wish. Now, note that there's a tool here which will allow you to lock in on the tool that you want to use. The difficulty here, though, is that if you lock in, it won't lock in for text for some reason, but if you lock in on connections, if you create a connection, you can't modify it. It's because it's creating connections. You actually have to go ahead and unlock it, select text, and then go back and actually select the connections before you can actually modify them. Of course, connections that go nowhere aren't of much use. The tools here, the stock and the flow, are for creating stock and flow models. You currently can't. Oh, you can. You can put a text in here. Stock, and you can create a flow, and you have to move it around, and you have to take this. All right, and then to make a connection, you can go from here back to here, but it's laying right on top, so you have to connect it and do this. And it doesn't appear to identify loops associated with stock and flow models. And it says here, the stock and flow models are poorly supported, and they intend to do more work on these in the future. Now, once you create a model, once you save it, and you can save it called untitled model, but that's not too useful. Once you give it a name and save it, any changes that you make will be saved right after you make them. Once you have a model with loops in it, it knows the loops, and you can come over here. If I go select a model that I've created previously with more loops in it, all right, note that if you use the mouse wheel, this will scroll up and down. Shift mouse wheel scrolls left and right, and control mouse wheel makes it larger and smaller. You can go ahead and tell it you want to unfold this, and it will allow you to turn these on sequentially depending upon how you define it. And you can also move these around to decide the order in which you want to unfold them. So if you're going to do a presentation and tell a story, and you can also copy the image for just this part, or you can copy the whole image and put it somewhere else if you like. Of course, notice that part of this is highlighted and part of it is dimmed in this mode, and you can download it as a PNG file. You can also do a screen grab to grab it in this form. So that's pretty much the manual mode for CoModel.io. It's quite useful. I find it I find the simplicity of the design fascinating in that it's not over-designed. So I'll see you in the next video talking about the AI assist mode. So take care.